Okay, you have received the Excel file. So this file has been revised. Actually, the revision is for just a few things, even though it has been, but especially that we have covered 6 of the 10 gods. And after New Year, we'll then move on to cover the remaining four, the 4 of the 10 gods. Therefore, here the 10 gods will be an addition to it. Come, I think it has been 1 year since we have looked into this Excel file. So let us just refresh ourselves as we often do when we come now into yet another year. And so let's look into how this file functions. Yeah. First and foremost, of course, the one part that's highlighted in purple would require you to be able to choose. Normally, when we perform the Pakcik annual review, we would look into the 10 gods first. Then later, we may move on to the elements. From covering the elements, we then move on to relationships. You can look into relationships. And from relationships, we can then look into health. So therefore, reading for health, reading for relationships, and reading for the 10 gods can be selected here. And of course, as we look into the chart, it will be male or female. The Excel file that I gave you here will not be linked automatically to the calendar. Therefore, for each of these, you would have to manually enter, manual entry to select your stems and also to select your branches. Then, of course, we have a luck pillar. And of course, when I say current year, I actually mean the coming wood dragon, the coming Jade. All right. And therefore, okay, you like this manual feature. Okay, so here we then have the arriving meeting luck pillar and the current year. Then, of course, just the same like the symbols with our mings, we have it here together with the Shensha and also our pillar combination, together with a reference on to your health matter and glossary. Okay, so what we need to do has often that has a part to a practitioner. We would then have people who want us to read for them. And so to read for them, this will be what we may need to do. In the first part, so today's exercise is to simulate the reading of a chart. So as per the chart, let me just do a bit of a copy. I'm just going to demonstrate how this can be done in a very simple manner, not too aesthetic into uh, many complicated softwares or whatnot. We'll just do it in a very simple manner. So for here, then we can say that this is an Admiral Apache reading for the name of a person. And so here, for this exercise today, we will be dealing with a lady. Therefore, let us call this person Miss X, shall we? So therefore, for the year 2024. And of course, for some of the Chinese, I think some of us call this 24-3A, yeah, the 2024. Right. And of course, in my just the nickname, I just call this the Jade Dragon. Yeah, just call this instead of the word wood dragon, sometimes we'll just call it just a bit of a branding, a bit of uniqueness. I think people who study Chinese metaphysics in the past have also some creative label to it. Right, so we are dealing with the arrival of the Judgment according to this chart. So as we want to look into it from a practitioner point of view, let us start to see what we consider to be the natal chart. So here we are referring to a lady, Chi Earth Day Master, born in February, born in the month of the tiger, in the year of the horse, pig, and also in the hour of the tiger, which is very early. Therefore, this pink fire is a fire that is born at night, as it is. Right. So we normally consider that the natal chart, the natal chart that we're dealing with is the host. And of course, this represents the gas, the gas. So these are the gas elements, where very important would be number one, the luck pillar, and of course, for an annual budget reading, it would then be the the current year. Right, so the first thing first, we have the two additions from the previous year. We have the reading of the pillar, which of course, direct officer sitting on rock wealth is inauspicious. And we have friend star, friend sitting on eating god, auspicious. So she has an auspicious luck pillar against an inauspicious visiting year. Of course, as we often do, when you have a general idea of auspicious or inauspicious, further reading would be required. Okay, so in the first instance, we look into the year, how the year would have an impact to the day master, how the impact to the day master. So here, interestingly, nothing. As you can see that the luck pillar and the current year for this day master, nothing. Nothing as in there is no clash, combo, destructions or whatnot. For example, if I change this to the monkey, then of course, as you can see, the monkey would have a, what would the monkey have? The monkey would have a combination. Now, what combination is that? What is the combination between the monkey, the rat, and the dragon? Shen, Ji, Chen. What combination is that? So that would be water. It's a water combination. Therefore, we have a monkey, a rat, and a dragon. That would be a water combination. But it's not. So therefore, this person is not a day master. The day master is not a monkey. Now, if I change this to a dog, then of course, a dog, there will be a clash. There will be a clash as a dog clashes against the dragon. Earth and earth clash. Earth and earth clash represents earthquake. Earth and earth clash represents moving house, changing jobs. Because earth and earth, creating an earthquake kind of environment. And therefore, this would be where, if it is a dragon, earth against earth, earth against earth, where there's a dragon against the ox as well. All right, so anyway, here we can see the reading tells us that in the first part, this would be a horse. Therefore, nothing. So the year is pretty much neutral to the natal chart. The arriving guest will have neither combo, nor harm, nor destructions, zilch on the current pillar. Therefore, that's where we can look into the first reading, into how whether or not whether each of these branches, whether it's a horse meeting the dragon, the tiger meeting the dragon, the pig meeting the dragon, or otherwise, that comes into place. Right. Then, of course, we do have also the rooster. So the rooster will also have nothing onto this luck pillar for the day master. So in this case, we can read the overall. So the overall reading for this person, as we want to go for what I call the overall annual luck reading, as it is. So another luck reading for this person, as you can want to see, is that since there is overall, where the arriving pillar will have no impact. Now, as it is of a no impact, of course, we can also see that generally an uneventful year. Generally an uneventful year with no expectation. We have no expectation of any major change in a person's life, which can be good news. I'm sure some of us would welcome if there are no major changes, status quo, so on. Moreover, we do consider that the annual luck pillar is just 1 year. So the effect is not tremendously very strong. One have to look into the interplay between the luck pillar and to the current year as well. But there's one thing we can see. that what would be, even look into the part, what would be the more significant moment for the arriving Jia. So what would be the theme for the year? What would be the part? The theme for the year, of course, would be that this is going to be a wood, and a wood will see another wood. Therefore, we do find that of all the pillars, the one that will have a greater or significant change or material effect would be the man pillar. So the man pillar represents the career pillar. So the career pillar would find that it to be more prominent. So it's not in your social, not relationship, not health or internal. It could be health, but it's generally more towards the part as well. Now, it's also, of course, needed for us to look at the age, look at the age of the person. Because by looking to the age, then we would then more or less get an understanding what are the priorities of the person. Of course, if we are dealing with teenagers or students, therefore their primary interest may be more for academic performance for their studies. And of course, if they're older, it could be the beginning of their career or even their love, their relationships. Then that will be what is more important to them. But here we are looking into possibly a lady that is born in the year of the earth, a horse, which is 1978, therefore putting her to be nearly about early 40s. So we're dealing with a lady that's in early 40s and still currently working. Therefore, here the more significant impact would appear to be in the mind, into the mind. Okay, so as we look into what we want to look into, of course, as we explore what would be the protrusion. So what is being protruded? So what being protruded, meaning to say that the gas element shares the same stem. And so we find that the year of the jade dragon will find the same stem as the mud. So therefore, this would be more protruded. So it is protruded, then we may want to find what would be the relationships. What would be the relationships between the two? The relationships between the two can then be seen between the tiger and the dragon. Now, we have already cleared from the earlier part that there is no clash, no combination, nothing. Because the tiger belongs to which group? The tiger belongs to the fire, yin wuxu. And of course, the dragon belongs to the water, belongs to the spring. Okay, so one is, so yep, both of them shares the same element of spring. Wood would be particularly uh, in a way, that would be the Eastern combination, isn't it? Eastern combination. Okay, so generally, we want to find that this would be about direct officer. So direct officer may represent the career, the boss, especially protrusion into this part. And of course, the share commonality is that they're in the eastern direction, as it is. Okay, so here we may want to find that of uh, uh, that means what would be event that mostly occupy the person for this particular year. Okay, now let me try to write something here. Do our best not to write in language using whatever Chinese metaphysics jargons that nobody understands, rather than to say that officer, which of course may represent boss, but to because this part is the month pillar, so therefore, what we can say, that means the person would be expected to be occupied, mainly to be occupied. So the occupation mainly mainly at work. So therefore, if you're expected to be occupied mainly at work, uh, with a good chance, of promotion. Good promotions, probably in which season? Probably in which season? So Jenny has got it right. Huh? It's probably in spring, isn't it? Huh? It's probably in spring. Therefore, here we can find that therefore there will be, but so straight away, this person will be immediately very busy, very, very busy at the start of the new year, because spring itself would be the part where the protrusion comes in, that you can find as it is. All right. So as we continue, so therefore this will be the first part, looking into how the current year. Now, generally, they also look into the current year. Direct officer sitting on rock wealth. Direct officer is boss, and if you can see, Wood has a controlling on the but the one reason why the pillar is inauspicious is one part where the wood controls the earth. And this would be Zheng controlling the rock wealth. So indicating that there might be a conflict. Now here we can see that she may be very occupied at work, and occupied at work means maybe at the expense of family members. Because rock wealth represents siblings. Rock wealth represents siblings. Therefore here the inauspicious part, that means to say that may encounter conflicts of interest, may encounter conflicts of interest, conflict of interest between work and family matters. So therefore, that would be what the judge may most likely represents the best as well. And furthermore, there is a 7K and 7K confusion with direct officer. 7K direct officer confusion. So 7K direct officer confusion means that there may be risk in making the wrong decisions at work. Maybe resulting. So again, we are trying our very best to avoid using jargons and terminologies that ordinary people wouldn't understand. You would have DO 7K confusion. Yes, DA 7K confusion can come in to play as well. They can come. Right. 7K DO confusion. It comes into play. There will be an interactions all the same as well. All right. So as we look into this part, this may be just a little bit more about the overall or the general idea of coming. Okay, now as we try to establish the overall broader reading, now let's turn ourselves a little bit more towards also exploring what are the other aspects that we can find. We can switch to your relationships. So switch to relationship, we can see here that H represents husband. So this will be the husband. Brother is here. Brother with a boyfriend. Mother-in-law, but this is a graveyard star rather than a graveyard star rather than uh, peach blossom. Maybe it's peach blossom, then we may also encounter the love affair. We can also find that in the coming part we have the mother-in-law. So therefore, the mother-in-law is in graveyard. Mother-in-law is in graveyard, and therefore, not knowing too much about this lady, but we do know that she is 43. Her mother-in-law may be presumably at a more advanced age. Therefore, this may be the case whereby oral reading, you may see, pay attention. Pay attention to mother-in-law's health. Health. Pay attention to mother-in-law health, which may risk deterioration. As it is. Because the mother-in-law is found to be in a graveyard, the graveyard star, as it is. Mother-in-law may be deterioration. All right, as we can also see. Now, if it is skin, then which month would it be? Which month? If you even pinpoint to the month, what would that be? What would the month be? You can please pay attention. Okay, fine, I'll pay attention, but when do I pay attention? Okay, you will say April. Why April? Because you're referring to the dragon. Now that's logical. But the protrusion is that the mother-in-law is a Kueh water. The Kueh water can also be seen in September. Huh? September. Therefore, September may be also something to be mindful of into the area. So you can also find, it can be April. April is one because we are referring to the dragon month. But even though this is the dragon pillar, but you also find that the Kueh water, especially when it's protruded to the stem. Once Kueh water is protruded to the stem, that is when the issue is known to the public. Known to the public. When what is in the graveyard is protruded to the stem. To the stem. Right. So we can also find that especially here, I made this break, especially in September. All right. So as we look at it, we can see it from the angle of relationship point of view. We can look at it from the so-called 10 gods point of view, and the dragon is a graveyard star, and this dragon is quite a very strong because Earth is weak in spring, therefore the graveyard can be element negative to water and to wood as well. So let's turn ourselves to also health. If you turn yourself to health, then what would be the Kueh water? What would be generally Kueh water? That is in the bladder. That would be the bladder. Okay, from looking at it from the bladder, and of course we can also sorry, no, sorry, no, sorry. I mean the remains the dragon is the liver. Dragon is the liver. Dragon is the liver, and of course, Kueh water represents urinary, represents the feet. But therefore, this will be combined together. Can also be something along the issue. And so the issue, of course, is for health. So therefore, you can see that for health analysis, may want to focus on the liver and uh, and urinary systems. Urinary system. Right. And usually, of course, people who may want to focus on the liver and urinary system may tend to sleep late. Sleep late. So for this person need to overcome the habit of sleeping too late. And the one part why this lady tends to sleep late is also that her pink fire, her pink fire, her pink fire that is protruded the stem was born in the morning, very early in the morning, in the dark morning. Therefore, when we find pink fire protruded on people that are born at night, are people who tend to find they find them to be more lively, energetic, or tend to be awake, right? Probably insomnia. Yep, I would agree. I would agree with you that the issue may be also probably insomnia as well. Yep, I tend to agree as well. Probably insomnia. All right, so we look into health, we look into relationships, we look into career, we look into what would be the general theme, the general theme for the people. So the general theme is not auspicious because to this She Earth Day Master, direct officer represents control. Direct officer also will be strong in the form that it is it would. And this lady has enough direct officer. Yes, has enough direct officer. You can find how many direct officers can you find in this person? How many direct officers at the end of the day? You find that direct officer can be here, here, and here, and here. So I find that she has 4 direct officers. Of course, we don't merely count. We don't count, and then but we also look at it from the quality of it, the quality of the Jia in her chart, because she is born in spring, in the growth of spring, and therefore the direct officer has a growth element. So essentially, she is very much a workaholic. She's a workaholic. Anyway, Chi Earth Day Master are excellent middle manager with good PR with the staff and the manager. So therefore, tends to be bullied at work. That tends to take on more responsibility. So you can see that this day master tends to be spend too much time on work. So in that case here, need to reassess work workaholic tendencies. That means year 2024 may be yet another year with uh, heavier workloads. So she has four Jia wood. She is Earth Day Master with four Jia wood on her chart. Now we find yet another Jia wood coming in. Another Jia wood coming, another boss. Therefore, therefore here this heavy wood may also due to a change in the boss. So we could consider that it might be possibly some office politics. That's because Wood doesn't like to see another Wood. Wood and Wood are very territorial. Wood people are territorial. They are jealous. They have to be mindful of scarce resources. Therefore, this will be the case of another boss, a visiting boss, seeing her boss. So being Chi Earth, she may be caught in the middle. So therefore, somehow that's because of this rock wealth. Rock wealth also means business partner, competitor, correct. Because generally at the end of the day, it's not going to be very auspicious. So the key advice for her is to be extra careful with office politics, because the office politics would force her or would require her to play along. So she has to be very careful with that. All right. So therefore, that will be just the overall reading that we can get. Now, after we got the overall reading, it is also expected that we now move on into the monthly reading. So look into the monthly reading. We want to know what happens in the month of February. Then, of course, to the month of March. Now, customarily, of course, sometimes we can just start with January itself, because that will be more aligned with the Western calendar. How we're more aligned with the Gregorian thinking. That means, oh, we celebrate New Year on the 1st of January, so can you please give me some kind of an annual reading? But of course, by right now, the energy has already arrived. Even though most of us remember 4th of February to be the solar calendar, but energy like this has already come to mind. And so therefore, these are a few things that we may want to push along. Okay, so now as we look into the monthly reading, we can utilize the Shen Sha, the one that Mings have taught us or cover us. We take a look into the part here, into this pillar. And this pillar here, we can refer to this sign that we have, if you can remember. What are the most significant part that we may want to consider? DS1. Okay, once again, this may be something that we have not covered for some time. So let's just do it. DS1 stands for what? DS1 stands for death or sickly. That is right in February itself. And therefore, this will be something that we may need to be mindful of. So, number one is DS1. So in that case here, so here this month, you may encounter health related issues. Pay attention to your liver and urinary huh? Urinary tract, huh? Urinary. Right, huh? So telephone will be here, so we can see that VS1, huh? So health-related issues and so on. Huh? And this one, and of course, February is also the part about the spring, whereby she has too much officer in spring, meaning to say that maybe due to pressure may come in as well. Right. As we move on, I can also see there's that the tiger here may form some destruction. So there's a destruction and combination between the tiger combo with the family. So you can see that there's a tiger coming in to the tiger. Yes. And can you also see that what is ping yin? Is there a ping yin that affects her as well? Ping yin is also her fu yin, her fu yin to her hour pillar. Therefore, it's a fu yin to the hour pillar. Again, when we write the report, we need to write in normal language. No point writing there fu yin and scare people away. So fu yin to the hour pillar may also mean that the problem may be extended to your children, may be expanded to your uh, children, so because that will hit the children pillar or the investment pillar. The problem may be extended to children. Therefore, this may be the case where the entire family may be sick. Because why? Because there's also a destruction with the day pillar. The day pillar is the husband. So the husband, the children, there will be a full yin to the hour pillar, and so on. And also, of course, if you seek investments, this is not the month to commit. So basically, like what Jenny said, this will be also a full yin to the investment. So don't commit anything, don't invest in anything, stay away. And also, it's about some sadness to the children, health related. All right, so therefore, there'll be February for it. Overall, not a good month. So therefore, you may want to say that overall, this is an unfavorable month. So give it a point that the person will have to be straight away be very, very careful about what to do to carry yourself on this Feb. Okay, move along, move along. And as you come along to March. Now, what do we find in March? In March, we have the Think Mao. The Think Mao will be a three combination. What kind of combination would that be with the with okay, this part has to do with the day pillar. So with the day pillar, this represents your high Mao weight, high Mao weight, which is the combination for wood. It's a wood combination. But there is no goat anywhere. You don't find any goats. Therefore, this three combination is not going to carry it out. But the rabbit also have a destruction with the horse. So there's a destruction to the horse. And now what do we have? We have A1 and H2. H2 means the tendency, happiness. A1 would be authority with a bit of a destruction that goes on. Authority and happiness. So therefore, you can see that so whatever problems that we find in February, March would be generally a more overall so-called an auspicious month. So if you're right, we can start off with a general partner and uh, auspicious month for reputation building. Reputation building because there's an authority, there is a good time for a holiday because it is a holiday, happiness, but there's a destruction in the social part. Therefore, just be careful. Just be careful of your interaction, interaction via social media. Nowadays people they can attract instant fame or instant attention via social media. So be careful a bit there because why? Because of the destruction that may be find. Okay, okay. Think through. Think through of your speech. Think through of your speech. So we be careful what you talk. So this don't just talk too much. Things that are unnecessary that might bring you to repetition risk with the destruction on your year pillar to your social and so on. Right. So we'll come along to then see how the grading would. Right. Now what do we have in April now? April now we would have the April now we would have the Earth Dragon. Now with the Earth Dragon mating the Dragon. The external luck is not good, but now we have an F1, which is romantic interest, H5, unexpected problems, S2, female separation. Now, generally, of course, for this person, once again, she's 43 years old. No, I think she's 45 years old, married lady. We have to see whether do we want to say something along the line of romantic interest or not, or whether there is to look into it. But generally, I would say that it's quite uh, a minor, insignificant, uneventful month. Just that we have the Earth protrusion to the Earth with the dragon and the horse, but they are just quite pretty neutral. Yeah. Therefore, generally, we can find that uh, April this would be more of an uneventful and probably forgettable month. Okay. Now, when we look into yearly reading, of course, not all the time we're gonna have a lot of things to write about. In the one part we have. Research uneventful, forgettable part, just minor hurdles and problems to overcome. Minor hurdles and problems to overcome because of that reading that we have as well. Okay, so yep, we can put it, yep, that's right. Jenny, you want to put there, but peach blossom for a married lady. Uh, wouldn't know whether you want to put it there. Problem with female separation, mother-in-law may stay away. Come, yeah. I think we can do. We can put there if there is mm, you may you may encounter a female a member of your family being temporarily separated. What could be her mother? But of course, you can ask her whether she has any daughter. If she has a daughter, the daughter may be separated or otherwise. So that's a female separation. All right. But if we go along, now let's take a look into May. What do we find in May? May we have May we have the snake coming in to clash with the day, punish and harm both the tiger, and H1 here would be galloping horse. So you're going to find some very hot part here. And moreover, of course, Chi Earth is also one with a luck pillar. The luck pillar is also Chi Earth. So there's a stem and stem protrusion with the rooster against the snake. Right. So this is going to be quite a very going to be quite a hurdle for her to go through. So therefore, generally turbulent, turbulent mud involving involving your entire family, because they will affect entire family and career. And of course, there may be also some traveling, some uh, traveling may be expected. Maybe that's where the traveling comes in. Suddenly there's an urgency to travel, and then there is some turbulent month because of the punishment and the harm, and therefore there might be some conflicts here. Therefore, this will be careful. Therefore, in this case, we will be pay special attention to maintain family harmony. Harmony. Be proactive. Be proactive to to keep the peace. To be proactive to keep the peace, and be supportive of loved ones. Okay, so in that case here, we can see that the month of May is going to be quite some very big one, with the punishment, harms, and clashing with the husband. And of course, if you want, you can also switch back to your 10 gods and look in the direct wealth, clashing, direct officer, direct resource. So all the proper ones have clashed, with the clash and harms. Once the proper has clash or harms, this may involve legal issues. Therefore, be suppose one. Okay, therefore, be alert to legal related issues. Mm. Yeah, major changes, correct. Yeah, I would tend to agree that there might be, that means that basically it may be a memorable month, but generally inauspicious, or generally bad. Yeah, true. Well, we'll move on to June first and see whether how we can come back after that. Now we come to June, what we're gonna have? We're gonna have a Keng, with the three combinations on the tiger, punishment on the eight, and oh, there's gonna be money luck, isn't it? It's gonna be money luck, and there's a combination on the tiger. So tiger and horse. Tiger and horse are fire combination. Fire combination represents resource, and resource luck coming in with money coming. Therefore, June would be a good time for money luck. So in case you can say generally auspicious for investments. Investments. Okay, for investments. Therefore, I can say focus on making money. Has it would be easier this month. Will be easier this. So it's a money luck kind of a thingy, generally auspicious, as you can find with a combination for fire. Combination for fire also means resource. Resource, so resource, opportunities to meet noblemen. To be a nobleman. Why nobleman? Because fire represents the resource to the earth. Therefore, horse and tiger would be the horse. The only thing one lacking is the dog. The dog. But you can find that this combination may not be so fantastic. Why? Because the dog will clash with the dragon. So we have the tiger, we have the horse. We have the tiger, we have the horse. So what are we missing for the fire combination? The dog. But the dog will encounter clash with it. So not too much of an opportunity. Okay, now come July. Come July, what do we have? We have SP1. So what do we have for SP1? SP1 represents your spiritually inclined. No? So SP1 is spiritual inclined. You have a three combination with the husband, and also a combination between the goat and the horse on the area. All right, so this part, July would be possibly a good month for retreat. So therefore, for spiritual part, usually we'll find that this is going to be generally a relaxing month. Relaxing month. Uh, you may want to find opportunities, opportunities to what you call, spend more time with the husband, or to rekindle, to rekindle spousal relationship with a combination, or basically also on the spiritual journey or to pray, if there's a case, time to actually rest. So it's a resting month. So resting month, relaxing and resting month. You may also find into that part as well. All right, so for this July, maybe a holiday, maybe something along August. What comes August? What comes August? What comes August? Oh, punishment clash, harm punishment coming in. And then we got T1. What is T1? Guardian angel. H4, hurdles. And S1 is male separation. So male separation with the punish, harm, and run water coming in represents the above. All right. So male separation with harm to the husband, punishment and clash to the career, and so on. Okay, so I would say combine all together, this may mean that this month you may seek to support your husband, support your husband who may find himself uh, herself overcome with work, something like that, something along the line. Why? Because there's a male separation. He may be traveling. Therefore, there's a harm to the spouse pillar with punishments into the career. Therefore, this is a part whereby you can find that there may be just a male separation, whether it's the father or whether there's children or so on. It could be the children, a male separation if there are two boys. Okay. Therefore, if anything, you may also be ready to support them, so to speak. Okay, now come September now, as we move on to September. September is okay, completely, the rooster will have no impact to the part, except for B1 and M1. M1 would be marital bliss, the red phoenix, and B1 represents excellence in studies. Okay, so generally uneventful, just a study and marriage event, correct? So September, so of course, knowing her, we can find that again, if she's studying, then of course you can put that academic. If it's young or not, then usually if not, then this is also another uneventful month. Eventful month, so a time to basically academic studies is for you to contemplate. Time for you to contemplate on your past accomplishment and take stock on self improvement and development. All right, here you have marital breeze, or maybe like go for a holiday or spend some time with the family, time to accomplish, what to focus into the part, to research. Correct, very good. To find yourself to research, research on newer skills and knowledge. Or maybe for the children as well, study that could be done. Okay, so move along to October. October will have the tree combination with the dog. Here comes the dog. So upon coming to the dog, we now have the tiger and the horse and the dog with a fire combination. But generally it will be positive, but this time the dog will clash with the dragon. Therefore, we wouldn't read this part. So by clashing into the year, we can also find that there's a clash. Now, so overall, this may also indicate that there might be resource. So in a way, it is not positive now, And clashing with resource may also means loss of document. So generally you may risk losing stuff. You may losing stuff this month. Because whenever there's a clash in the resource, the dragon clashing the dog is part of the fire combination they come. So therefore, losing a resource or being clashed can be one thing. Losing stuff this month. Uh, uh, you may find that opportunities, opportunities to build, uh, to build. We can say a stream of resources being hindered, uh, generally or mostly by external luck. Because both of them are luck, both of them are outside. Both of these are outside the natal chart. The dog is outside the natal chart. It is the year. And the dragon is also the year. So it is a year clashing against the month. These are all outside, which of course may prevent such combination from happening. So these three combo may not happen because of that. Okay, now let's move on to the month of November. November, we're going to have your combination, destructions, and punishments coming into your DP2. So DP2 would be, what will be DP2? Depletion of money. Depletion of money in September. Now, generally September, sorry, am I still, where am I now? I thought I am already ahead with. I said November. So for in the case of November, so this may be the case of an outflow of money. So in that case here, we may find that you yourself spending too much money. You find yourself spending too much money, or wealth being depleted. Being depleted. Therefore, here this will be one we have to be more careful with money matters. Therefore, this month is about. So this month is a month. So this is the month to focus on money matters, and prioritize your spending, especially on family matters, especially on family matters, because we can find that the family matters may come in terms of this part, with the children. Okay, now we find now ourselves on the we find ourselves on December. December, what do we have? T1 and F2. T1 is your guardian angel, and what do we find for F2? Romantic flowers. Okay, so not much with a clash in the part. Therefore, there's a clash and there's a guardian angel with a romantic bliss. Well, it's just generally not too, uh, generally just a very minor part you can find. They find that this is also angels and friends. Okay. This would be just generally auspicious, auspicious uh, with minor issues. And I think I heard from some that may also be a good time to buy lottery ticket or gambling, especially when you're when time comes for the angels as well. Yeah. So actually nothing. So therefore, as you can find now, once we look into the monthly reading, we don't find that it's going to be tremendous going to be the year that's going to change a lot of things for us that we can consider as well. All right, now as you come on into the last month in January, I think you saw it already. There is a hump to the year pillar on the ox. You can also find DP2, which is generally spending, generally spend. And therefore, it's combined together. This will be the month that we can also find uh, that you may risk overspending. May risk overspending this month. So, especially on social matters. On social matters. Alright. Okay, so in one part here we can see that we can run through a very quick one looking into it. There are still more things to talk about. We can also just revisit all the month. We can also change this again to your relationships. Look into how it plays on relationships, and also, of course, how it plays on your health and the interactions between the arriving dragon against the arriving month. So that comes in. So in this part, we have more or less draw out the broad skeleton for the person preparing for the monthly reading that is customized. So this, it will be customized specifically to this particular person, this natal chart background, and so on. So at least we are able to have a report that is curated specifically for this person, rather than referring to a more general, broad kind of reading. Right. Well, that's about the first part for today's sharing, looking into how we can draw this annual report. So, with this in mind, you can just start to prepare more reports for your family members and to pick up if there's anything that you need to look for, special life-changing major events that may be coming. Okay, I'll see you next time for the continuation of this Jade Dragon series. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you.